Okay, so it's February. Time to do my art tag for February, as part of my 12 tags of 2025. So of course, February being the month of love, because we've got Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff. The theme for February's art tag is romance. Romance, there we go, love and romance. So that's what we're going to do today. So to help me with that, I've dusted off, and I mean dusted off, a stamp set. It is the Words Block 1 stamp set that I did many moons ago. There are two sets, there's that one as well. So these comprise of squares of text. So it's the dictionary definition of the word with the large word in the middle. So you've got the definition of hope, definition of beauty, love, faith, celebrate, thanks. And on Words Block 2, you've got charity, courage, believe, create, journey and discover. These do fit on, width-wise, on an ATC if you're interested in that. I do have both of these stamp sets on my website currently, but I haven't got huge amounts of stock because they're fairly old. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got my tag journal here. I'm going to take out my tag for February. And just in case you're wondering, that was the one for January, which was Unexpected Whimsy. So Whimsy was last month's. I'll put that to one side for now. So I've already mounted the Love word stamp, or word block stamp, onto my stamping platform. There you go, you can see that just with a light, kind of like scanning backwards and forwards like a barcode reader. And I've put some scrap cardstock down. It's mixed media cardstock. I've put some scrap there, but I'm not going to do that just yet because I also wanted to show you. Oh, I don't need that piece of card. I'm also going to be doing a background using the Grunge Hearts or Grungy Hearts stencil, which was a release in January. So to do that, first of all, let's put that to one side because I'm not going to use that first of all either. I do have some indigo blue vivid inks. So I've got the Loxley Yellow, which is a lovely yellow, and I've also got Will Scarlet, which is a lovely red. So what I want to do is I'm going to do some dabbing, not dabbing as in that with your hands kind of thing, but dabbing as in dabbing with a piece of cardstock. But I'm also going to load in a little bit of yellow. So what we're going to get is we're going to get shades of yellow, and where it crosses over and blends together, we're going to get oranges. So we're going to get we're going to get yellows, oranges and reds in the background. So I'm just going to add, it's already started, look. And I'm just going to do this with my finger. So it's kind of wound it down. I am going to get stained fingers after all this. I know I am. So we'll do this and just squidge it. And you're going to get that kind of watery colour. I'm not even looking to see just yet. Well, look at that. Oh, gorgeous colour. Right, so we'll hold on to that for now. Get that dried off. Okay. So that's that lovely kind of orangey colour made. I'm battling with wet wipes here, look. Right, so I'm going to clear that up. If I had other pages or another journal with it, I could have just maybe mopped up the pages with that so as not to waste it. But, you know, it is what it is. Right, so yellow now. So we've got the orange, so let's just add some yellow down there. Same again. Not too much water this time. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna end up with stained fingers today. I just know I am. So I'm gonna push and hold just so that yellow picks up. And of course it will react again with the orange, as you can see, and we'll get some lovely colour from that. Different shades, different. I've not had my word a day. Soup today, have I? Oh dear. I'm forgetting to speak again. It's because I'm doing all sorts of different things. All right, so there's those. So let's get those dried. Lovely. So what I also want to do now, I don't want to add any red splatters because it's going to end up looking like blood, and we don't want that. Not for Valentine's Day. It sends the total wrong message. So what I want is some just plain white water. Jeez, what have I drunk today? Just ordinary clean water. Oh, anybody'd think you'd been at the source. So then we're going to splatter down and just let that water react with those vivids, which is going to give us some nice lighter shades. More water there, look. I'm just going to flick it. It's almost like you've done one of those oil and water kind of things, or the thing that you do with like salt and that kind of stuff on watercolours. So we're going to leave that just to activate and reactivate. Don't forget we've got our focal point that we're going to put on this as well after we're all done. So I'm just going to leave that for a second or two. Dry my hands, and then I'm just going to grab a couple of sheets of kitchen roll, and then I'm just going to lift that water and the colour back off again, and you'll be able to see what you're taking off because it will soak through, and then when you peel it back you get all that lovely kind of motley colour in the background as well. It's fabulous. Alright, so I'm liking that as it is. So I don't want to add any red splatters at all, or even red mottling. I think what I'll do is I will add the red colour through the stencil. So let me just get that dry. That'll do. Let's not mess about. Okay, so this is the grungy heart. Doesn't make any difference which way around you have it. So what I'll do is I'll put that down, and then, now what did I do with all of my inkers? There they are. And look, I've already got a red one sorted. Okay, it's difficult trying to do projects when you've half packed up most of your stuff. I don't want it too strong. So let's just add some of those nice red hearts. Just over there, just in that background, we'll have a little collection over here. And then just a few down here. And I'm going really soft towards the edges so that we just get that kind of like diffusion away. Yeah, like that. Like it. Like it. Put that up there, and then we can just clear that off. That will do nicely. Okay, so now we've got that and that. Again, let's just give that a blast with the heat gun, just so that we're not dealing with any moisture. That should do us. My mat keeps sliding. I think I might need just to take it back down again. That's better. Okay. So now we've got that, I can bring in my, excuse me. I'm just wondering what happened to my vintage photo. There it is. Which is almost dry. Haven't got many distress inks anymore because they've all gone. They've all been donated. So this image is from an old postcard from the turn of the last century, not the one that's just gone, but the one before that. I'm just going round. There we go. Just to kind of get rid of those raw white edges. Fab. And then I'm going to stick that down. Look at that, love it. Right, so Tombow glue. Because it's got fine point applicator on it, which is good. This is the second time that I printed it, as you can see on the back. First time I printed it, it was way too dark, so I had to lighten the image. Just a smidge, and a smidge being about 30%. Line that up with the bottom. There we go, and then just push and hold that down for a wee while. Love it. Love it. Absolutely. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'll put that to one side and we can bring back my stamp. Right, and I'm using Versafine Claire Nocturne. Actually, I only really want the word love. I could have stamped this in red, but it just doesn't look right. And again, I could go over that with black embossing powder or even clear embossing powder if I wanted a bit of a shine, which I don't. But I could, if I wanted. Alright, so there we go. Just clean that off. I always like to get into the habit of cleaning it off before I do, because if I forget, then it's harder to clear later on. Right, so skizzers. So if you look at the stamped image, you'll see that there is actually a little bit of a white line that follows the letters. It's almost like an anti-shadow around the word, which delineates it from the text in the back. If that wasn't there, it would kind of lose itself, if that makes sense. So I did a white border around the words so that they stood out, make them pop a little bit from the background. So I'll just quickly cut that out because I don't want all of it. Not for this project anyway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of loosely cut round the word. Just so it's not exact. And then I can just dib in here and there between the letters. A bit more between the O and the L. And then when we come round that way, there we go. So we have the word love, nicely cut out. That's not blue, I mean nicely cut out, I mean it's cut out and looking nice. Not that I did it nicely. Oh, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, so that is going to go there. And I'm also going to use one of these little Tim Holtzy chip words. I'm just going to add a little bit of grunge because, just because. And then we'll do the same thing right. Yeah, I apologise, I'm not really making much sense today. My brain is all over the place. So just it's stuff going around in my head, all stuff about the house move and all that kind of stuff. Not been sleeping well either recently, but hey ho. You don't need to know all about that. So I'm going to put that there. And then the finders keepers, which is a great sentiment when you're talking about finding the one. Okay, try and keep it within the border of the cutout. There we go. All right, so I'm going to leave that for a minute or two just to grab. I'll have a quick tidy up and then I'll be back. Okay, so just to finish off, I'm going to create a border around the outside using this Uniball black pen, only because we've got black in the writing in the middle, shades in the center, so I just want to bring something around the outside just to kind of finish it off. So we're just going to do a kind of doodly border just around the outside, and you can do wibbly wobbly shapes just to add that little bit of additional kind of interest. Sometimes I do what I call my barbed wire border, and then other times we do little circly things like this. Love little wibbly wobbly borders. There we go. And then we'll just do a quick And then if you wanted to, you could just do a couple of kind of like little drop dangles. It's just kind of like in keeping with what's in that foreground there. And then we'll just do a few little crosses, a few little kisses. Just in that background there. Just lose yourself with the doodles. I think that'll do. I think that will be enough for my art tag for February, and the theme being romance. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this little tag. If you did, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll be back very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.